package. We are 1 week away from the Tesla shareholder vote. That is where Musk's multi-billion-dollar pay package is at stake, as well as the relocation of the company from Delaware to Texas. Reincorporation, really. Of course, they already are headquartered in Texas. Former Tesla board member and the Wesley Group founder and managing partner Steve Wesley joins us now. Steve, always good to have you. I assume you're still, and I might be wrong, a shareholder. But either way, I'm curious as to how you would vote on the compensation package. Yes or no?
Well, I think I'd probably vote no. Look, Elon's done an extraordinary job. He's built one of the transformational companies of the age. But asking for a $55 billion pay increase, precisely the time when you've missed quarterly numbers, growth is slowing down, and you've laid off 15% of the workforce is, I'd say, hubris to say the least. I think the real story here is going to be that an awful lot of the world's pension funds, including CalPERS and CalSTRS, right, serve on the board, highly likely to vote no. I think that's what's likely to push a no vote. It's going to be high drama next week. I think everybody's going to be watching, me first.
Yeah, no, I've reported as well. The index funds, which I believe all voted against in 18, also likely. It's going to be perhaps an uphill battle for them. I'm curious, though, as to why you feel that way. I mean, this was approved by 73% of the shareholders in 2018. It was way out of the money. In fact, I remember at the time we were discussing the fact that, my God, could you imagine them ever reaching these kinds of price targets on the stock for him to get any money? And they did. So why judge it now as opposed to think about, well, isn't he deserving of something that he was contractually due?
Well, let me tell you exactly why. If you look at his performance over those years, it was stunning. 2021, Tesla had 71% growth. 2022, 51% growth. These are software type numbers. That's why Tesla rocketed into the top 10 market cap companies of the world. And I think at that point, he probably deserved it. But if you look at what's happened with growth over the last few years, last year down to 19%, this year could well be in single digits, profitability coming down. The facts on the ground have changed. And I think that's why you're likely to see shareholders coming back with a very different perspective. But as I said, we'll see. It'll be high drama next week.
Any concern on your part, or should there be on the part of shareholders, that Musk would depart or devote even less time if, in fact, he doesn't get this compensation that he says, obviously, and the board says he was due?
Well, I think there's concern if that's the shareholders on a lot of things. Will they get the $25,000 car out in the next year, leading the pack? The next big issue is, will he really have full self-driving? Waymo's now rolled out in 4 cities, moving nationwide. Tesla's FSD, not quite there yet. So there are a lot of issues that need to be resolved. But if you'd asked me a year or two ago, is Elon ever going to leave Tesla? I'd say not in a million years. That prospect is a little cloudier. We'll see.
Do you think the best days of Tesla are behind it, Steve?
I think it's too early to throw in the towel on that. Keep in mind, even though Tesla slowed down a bit, at precisely the time the entire global auto industry is moving electric. They just are, and that's because the cost of batteries continue to go down. Tesla still held 52% market share in the United States. That's more than all other competitors combined. So they're in a strong position. They own the dealership. They've got a cost advantage on batteries, but they've got to kick things into a higher gear. That all starts with fixing full self-driving, getting that $25,000 car into the market.
The world is moving electric, but the world is increasingly and at a quicker pace moving to hybrid. And so that trend is not favoring Tesla right now, Steve. Can Tesla still remain at a premium valuation when the growth right now, at least for the foreseeable future, is in hybrid?
The growth is not in hybrids now or in the foreseeable future. If you look at the fastest growing segment in the EV market, it is still all EVs. Look at BYD. The reason for that is the cost of batteries continues to go down roughly 14% a year. I think if you look forward 5 years from now, hybrids will be in the rearview mirror, and I think the people at BYD, Hyundai, and others agree. The people who are clamoring loudest for hybrids are the firms like Toyota, GM, and Ford. They've been the laggards in the sector. They're going to be going all electric too, but make no mistake, the future is all electric, not hybrid. And Tesla, well positioned for that one, as is BYD.
Steve, as somebody who was a member of this board, I'm curious. You know, the Delaware Chancery Court obviously decided that the board was not independent, essentially, when they chose to bestow this compensation plan on Mr. Musk. Do you believe this is an independent board, that it does have the ability to rein in Elon Musk?
Look, that's for the courts to decide. I know a lot of the board members. I think they're extraordinary people. How independent they are, I'll leave that one to the courts.